A society to have order and to protect its citizens must have rules. Rules or laws are created and agencies are formed to enforce the rules. In the United States, you are innocent until proven guilty. Our judicial system, our courts, have the task of determining guilt. When guilt is found, the courts mete out the consequences. If we follow the rules of our society, we may never have to face the bar of justice inside a criminal courtroom. Join us now as we see an actual Lake County court in session.
You will all rise. Lake County Court is now in session. Honorable Judge Donna F. Miller presiding. Please be seated. Court will come to order.
All right, good morning, everyone. I'm Judge Miller. Could all of you, including visitors, please raise your right hands? Do each of you raise your right hand, please? Other right hand. Do each of you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and this you do under the pains and penalty of perjury? Okay, thank you. Put your hands down. Each of you has a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. When you get to the microphone, I need to know if you're under 18. I need to know if you're not a citizen of the United States because pleading today could affect your immigration status. I need to know if you're on probation or parole because pleading today could affect your probation or parole status. If you plead today, you're giving up your right to have a trial and to have an attorney represent you at that trial. If I sentence you today on a criminal case, you have to go down to room 105 and either pay the mandatory costs or sign up for the payment plan. Today, we're being videotaped and tape recorded. Jose Ibara, to the microphone, please. Mr. Ibara, you're charged with a first offense DUI. Most people with a DUI would like to talk to an attorney before they decide what to do. If you want to plead today, DUIs are pretty standard. Do you want to take the standard plea, or do you want to say not guilty and talk to an attorney?
What's the standard?
12 months probation, early term after 6 months, $500 fine. Your license would be suspended for 6 months. You may be eligible for a business permit, the victim awareness program, DUI school, alcohol evaluation, any treatment recommended, 50 hours of community service, 10-day immobilization. And you have to go to the room 105 to sign up for the mandatories.
This is the first time I can get a public defender.
I asked you if you wanted an attorney.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you able to afford a private attorney?
Well, I make $450 a week, but single dad, I take care of my daughter.
All right, I'll appoint the public defender. The offer's not going to get any better.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
It would stay the same if there's, and your breath was double the legal limit. And the public defender's an extra $250 minimum. So, let me find out why you were stopped. While driving south on State Road 500, I was behind a blue Toyota. The truck was traveling southbound in the middle lane. The driver was not wearing a seatbelt. I followed the defendant and observed the vehicle swaying in the lane and striking the lane divider on the driver's side. As I decided I would initiate a traffic stop, I looked for a good and safe location. The vehicle then merged into the right-hand lane and turned into the gas station. I initiated a traffic stop and made contact with the defendant. I observed the defendant to have slurred speech, glassy, bloodshot eyes. He said, yes, I've had 2 quarts of alcohol. The defendant then pulled a cold Bud Light quart from a paper bag that was sitting between the driver and passenger seat. Well, sounds like the state has a very good case.
I was showing him, I wasn't going to lie, that the bought it for my birthday. I was showing him there was alcohol, but it was closed, and I wasn't going to drink it. But I did, can't say I was drinking, so I'm not going to lie about that.
Okay, well, that's what you're charged with. You had consumed more than the legal limit.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're wanting to maintain your not guilty plea?
Yes, to talk to a public defender, because this is the first time. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get a hardship license or whatnot. I mean,
They won't help you get a hardship license.
But-
That's between you and the Department of Motor Vehicles. You have to call them and get an appointment.
okay.
But you're eligible perhaps for a hardship license right now, but once you're sentenced, that goes away. If you plead now, then you're eligible for a hardship license that lasts your whole probation.
Okay, I'll plead guilty then. Right? Is that with that last option you was giving me?
Your options are you can plead no contest and I'll sentence you today, or you can say not guilty and talk to the public defender.
No contents.
Then I'm sentencing you right now.
Yes, might as well get over with.
Okay, you're present. You give up your right to an attorney. I find you guilty. I sentence you to 12 months probation, early term after 6 months. Your fine is $500. Your driver's license is revoked for 6 months, but it looks like you're eligible to get a business permit. Victim Awareness Program, DUI, school, and any recommended treatment. No ignition interlock. Vehicle immobilization for 10 days. 50 hours of community service. Can buy out or not?
Yes, Your Honor.
May buy out at $10 per hour. You're to consume no alcohol or illegal substances. Alcohol evaluation, any treatment recommended. No new law violations, and we're going to fingerprint you, and you'll report to probation right outside the double doors.
And Your Honor, I just wanted to make sure, since he's gone back and forth, he is clear that he's pleading to a first offense DUI. He's waiving his right to a trial. He's waiving his right to have a jury and have a jury testify, have any witness testify in his behalf, have the state prove his charges against him, have counsel appointed for him, and everything like that. Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll get you printed and get you on your way to probation. Kenneth Shaw, please. Mr. Shaw. You are charged with violating your probation.
Your Honor, I'm done with my probation.
I beg your pardon?
I'm done with probation.
But you're not.
Justin, and Jerry up there at, Pathway to Recovery, they had them release me.
I put you on probation in May, and I told you no new law violations.
Yes.
I sentenced you for marijuana and paraphernalia, and now you have a DUI.
But I was already finished with my probation.
It hadn't been closed out.
I don't know what the problem is. I did all that, and I paid my money up there at Pathway to Recovery, and my probation officer's name was Justin. So I don't know what they do, what's going on with that, but I'm finished everything.
But you're not finished with it. While you're on probation, you got a new law violation. And I signed an order that you're to go to jail with no bond because while you're on probation, you got a new law violation.
But I was just on probation for like 6 months or something like that.
And you didn't, and before you were off of it, you got a new law violation.
Your Honor, I finished, I can't remember what date it was, but I finished Pathway to Recovery. I paid,
I hear you. You finished all the conditions except for the one that said no new law violations.
for how long was that?
I beg your pardon?
How long was that? Because everything was done. Just the only thing, I just hadn't finished paying my fines, and that was it.
Your Honor, his probation did not allow for early termination. So even though he was complete with all of his conditions, he had to remain at liberty without violating any laws for the entire duration of his probationary period.
But you told me to be done by October the 8th, which I was finished by October the 8th.
You had until November 6th. I put you on May 9th, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. You're on probation until November 8th. And before November 8th came, you got charged with
DUI.
a DUI.
And see, like, when he told me I was finished, That was it. And so, like,
So you say, okay, I'm finished with probation, I'm gonna go break the law now?
but, okay. And it's like this right here, my wife, she just had a baby, and then I just got a job this morning, because they called me while she was out in the lobby. When I went out to use the restroom, she told me, said, Forsyth just call you. But see, that's why I was under the extension that I was finished. I didn't know I had to November, because he told me October the 8th, have all the conditions done. So that's why I was assuming I was not on the probation. He
This
said,
is
"You
your
all-"
second DUI, that's mandatory jail anyway. Your other one was in 2008. So that's mandatory jail also.
Even being in 2008,
Yes, this is your second one in 5 years.
so how many days I got to do on this?
That's 10 days mandatory, is that right?
Correct, Your Honor.
But if any way I can go check on this job and let them know what's going on, because I just got this job this morning when they called me. I got proof of that and everything, but I just need to check on the job because I ain't had no job.
How did you get here today?
My wife,
And you haven't done anything to try to get help with your alcohol problem?
yes, I been drinking this right here, first time in a while.
Passed out behind the wheel.
I was sitting at the next door neighbor house. We went to check on a job that he's gonna do some construction on some folks' house. So I was outside in the car waiting on him to come out, and I had my head kicked back. And so that's how I got stuck. The vehicle I was not driving was not even my vehicle. So, but I really do need to check on this job because, like I said, my wife, she just had a baby.
Stop talking.
I'm sorry.
And Your Honor, the state is willing and ready to make a concurrent offer with the violation of probation today if he's willing to take it.
You are 4 times the legal limit and had hydrocodone.
Those hydrocodone,
What?
Your Honor, I had got jumped a while back when I was living over in Leesburg. So the reason why I take hydrocodone, well, I had the hydrocodone in my possession because, well, I had real bad head injuries. So, and my doctor said I would never get rid of those headaches, so that's why I had hydrocodone with my name on it.
Then you should never drink.
Yes.
And the vehicle was blocking the roadway.
What it was,
Stop it!
okay.
All right, what's your offer?
Your Honor, the state's offer is an adjudication of guilt with 12 months of probation with no early termination. Special condition would be 20 days in Lake County Jail, and that would run concurrent with the violation of probation case and close that one out. Additionally, there would be a 5-year DL revocation, a $2,000 fine, level 2 DUI school, alcohol evaluation, any treatment recommended. May not consume any alcohol while on probation. He must have the Scram device for 30 days, a 2-year interlock, and the victim awareness program.
Okay, Mr. Shaw, you're between a rock and a hard place here.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
I have a warrant for your arrest for a violation of probation, and it says no bond. So, right now, you're going to jail. If you do not wish to plead to the new charge, that's fine. You go to jail with no bond. If you can't afford an attorney, I can appoint the public defender. You could end up being time served on the old one, and then you could have a trial on the new one, whatever you want. If you want to go ahead and plead no contest to the new one, you've heard me read about the charge that you were behind the wheel of a vehicle that's blocking traffic.
Yes.
You appeared to be under the influence. You took a breath test, and it was like 4 times the legal limit.
Yes.
Maybe 3 times, I guess 3 times the legal limit. And so there's some evidence there that looks bad for you.
Yes.
If you want to go ahead and plead to the DUI today, that has mandatory jail time of 10 days. So, if you plead today, I will do, you've heard him say he recommends 20 days, the 10 that you're required for the DUI and the 10 for getting in trouble before your probation was totally over, which is over tomorrow, I think. If you plead right now, you're going to jail either way, but if you want to go ahead and plead to the DUI today, I will make it just 10 days total.
Well, Your Honor, is there any way I can go take care of
No.
this job and then
No.
come back and turn myself in later?
No. I have a warrant for your arrest with no bond. I don't know how you didn't get picked up on it already. You're going to jail. You violated your probation by the new law violation. If you want to fight the new DUI because you want to say not guilty, you can. But you're going to remain in jail until that fight is fought. If you want to plead to the new DUI, then all those other sanctions and the 10 days, and I will leave it at just the 10 days on the new DUI and terminate your probation as of today. You're between a rock and a hard place, as I said. You don't have a lot of choice. Is your wife here?
Yes. Is it all right I go out there and get her?
What?
Okay, I go out there and get her?
No, you can't go anyplace.
Oh, okay.
But if she's right out there, why didn't she come in and join you?
She didn't want to come in.
Could you see if you can find, what's her name?
Jennifer Shaw.
Jennifer Shaw. Mike, could you come stand over here against the wall while you're deciding? Angela Denise Stanley, please. Ms. Stanley, you are charged with driving while license suspended. Do you have a valid driver's license now?
If I could get a week continuance, I'm able to get it on Monday, but I
I'll
was,
give you a month.
a month's fine, but I'll have it next week.
Okay, Miss Angie's going to write magic language on here that says, state, I'm sure you're okay with changing it to a civil?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that we're going to give you a court date in a month. Yes? I'm going to give you a court date in a month, and if you have a valid driver's license, we'll reduce it to civil, and you can take care of it at the traffic window. You don't have to wait on me. But if it comes a month and you don't have it, you have to come explain.
So like after I get it next week, I can come here and then I don't have to come back in a month?
Right.
Wonderful.
I'll withhold a finding of guilt and give you 6 more months to pay it.
Okay.
So if you, as soon as you get the proof, bring it to the traffic
All right, I
window.
appreciate that, thank you.
Okay, Jessica Mendoza. Miss Mendoza, you are charged with driving while license suspended. Do you have a valid driver's license now?
I do not.
Why not?
Because I have to pay for, I got a ticket in Volusia County for not having a seatbelt in someone else's car. So I have to pay my ticket in Volusia County. And then my license was suspended for 30 days for too many points. So the suspension's over, so I can reinstate it after I pay my Volusia County ticket.
But the problem is if you drive on a license suspended for points, it's jail. Not exactly. This is good news for you. Her point suspension was,
Insurance, Your Honor.
was over with. She was only suspended for not having an SR 22.
And I tried getting quotes, so I've been, sorry.
Okay, so we're not necessarily looking at jail because the point suspension was over with. You were suspended for not having an SR 22, and that was it. Now you're also suspended for not paying the Volusia County ticket. By the time you were stopped, you were only suspended for not having an SR 22. So, what's the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, the state's offer is an adjudication of guilt. It's a $250 fine, and no new crimes are to be done within the next 180 days. If she fails to do that, it would be 29 days in the Lake County Jail. I am showing a prior from March of this year.
Okay, you get 3 of these. Tallahassee takes your license for 5 years. You had one in Hernando that was civil, and you paid it, and you didn't go to school to get the points off. So that counts as one of the 3 to habitualize you if you get 3 in a 5-year period.
I actually went to an ADI school.
Okay, it doesn't show that. It shows you have 3 points since March for the driving while license suspended. So this is your second one, but it's not for the same reason, and you haven't fixed it yet. because you need an SR 22, and now you also have to pay the ticket in Volusia.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Sandor, even if she came in here with it fixed, you wouldn't change it to a civil because of her prior, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, if you enter a no contest plea, it's going to be very similar to what he just read to you. The only difference would be if you get your valid license, we'll reduce it to $200. So it'd be $250 without a valid license in 6 months, or $200 with a valid license in 6 months. No new crimes, and you have to go to room 105 and sign up for the payment plan. So this is in the neighborhood of $500.
Okay.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me write this part down. $250 or 200 plus DL. She will need to be printed. All right, Mr. Tardo will print you. Robert Bates, you're here all by yourself? You're charged with driving while license suspended. Excuse me, you were here in September and we continued it for you to get your license?
Give me 60 days, and you told me I had to pay my Osceola County ticket, my Lake County ticket, get my license reinstated, and take a driving course. I've done all of those things. I have not finished completing my driving course yet. It's a 12-hour course. I'm about halfway through. But I did set up the payment plan for the Lake County ticket, paid the Osceola County ticket in full, and I got my valid driver's license back and reinstated.
So you have your license right now?
Yeah, right here.
I thought you said there's something you didn't finish.
No, driving school. You told me I had to take a driving school.
I didn't say you had to do that for this case. If I said it, I thought you had to do it to get your license back, although I don't remember saying that.
Yeah, there was
either.
some confusion about, and it wasn't very.
If you have your license, that's excellent.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Sandor, he was suspended for a ticket in Lake County and suspended for a ticket in Osceola County. He has a prior Dwillis from '06 civil, and now he has his valid license.
Correct, Your Honor. Additionally, he does have a Dwillis that he was adjudicated guilty on just earlier this week or last week that occurred in September of 2011. So this would be 2 on the same suspension. The state was offering 5 days in jail, but with a valid license, we'd be willing to amend this to the weekend work program, Your Honor.
When was the one that he just pled to?
He pled to it on November 2nd in Osceola County. It occurred on September 19th of 2011. So it was on the same suspension. It just probably is not showing on your DL record since he only got it on the 2nd of this month was when he was adjudicated on it.
Why, it took like a year to adjudicate him?
Oh, they can't.
That's the one we just paid, Your Honor, that we came in for. That's the one that we just paid.
So the Osceola County ticket that he needed to pay
Was a
his driving-
Dwillis?
Yes.
All right, so you got a ticket for failing to stop at a red light. Then you get suspended because you don't pay it. Then you get a ticket in Osceola, a civil driving while license suspended because you're driving when you haven't paid that other ticket. And then before you fix all of that, you get stopped in Lake County on July 22nd for driving while you're still suspended.
This was the situation with that, Your Honor. I did not know my license was not suspended. Had I known, they would have taken my ID card. I had no idea that the license was suspended at the time. I would not have been driving at all.
All right, that doesn't make any sense to me. You get stopped in Osceola for not paying your running the red light ticket. So let's start with the running the red light ticket. What did you think would happen if you didn't pay it?
Honestly, I completely forgot about the ticket.
Okay,
Just
so you
didn't pay it.
forgot about it, so of
Yes.
course you get suspended. Then you get stopped in Osceola, and they give you a ticket without knowledge because you forgot about it. They give you a break and say, okay, maybe you didn't realize you were suspended. Okay, so then in Osceola, you get a driving while license suspended. So now you know you're suspended. And yet you get stopped again in Lake County. And you still haven't fixed the ticket.
No, I did. That's the one right here.
But you didn't fix it till after you got stopped in Lake County.
Okay.
I'm not getting through, so let's do it again. You get a running a red light ticket, you don't pay it, you forget about it, you get suspended. In Osceola, you get stopped for driving while your license is suspended for not paying the red light ticket.
Okay.
So in Osceola, they tell you, you're suspended, don't drive. And then you're caught driving again. Yes, person with your hand up.
I'm sorry, I'm his wife. I think the confusion was in Osceola, they gave him his driver's license back.
Yeah, they
returned it to
gave-
him, And then when we pulled over in Lake County, they said the license is suspended and they took the license.
Well, the first one should have taken it also. They probably just let him keep it, so he had some identification. But they told him he was suspended. That's what the ticket was for. Your license is suspended.
Okay, I'm sorry, Your Honor. There was some confusion about it. I didn't understand. I have taken care of everything that you did ask me to
Now.
on
Yes.
September.
Okay.
So,
So I didn't write down the whole list, and I would have done that depending if he brings everything in, maybe he could avoid jail. That's probably what I said.
yes, that's what you told me. You said if you get everything taken care of, you should be able to avoid jail time.
Because ordinarily this is jail.
Yes. That's why I made sure to try and make sure to take care of everything for you.
Okay, I just don't know about the going to school part, but that could be because of the SR 22 you might have to go to school.
I actually found out too that the school and the class that I'm taking is a 12-hour.
Okay, stop. All right. The state is willing to offer you the weekend work program instead of jail. That's what you said, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any health issues?
Asthma, and I do have a newborn baby that I have to support.
Well, that's not exactly a health issue. So you have asthma. How do you deal with it?
Inhalers and a nebulizer machine.
So I don't think the jail will take him.
I'm not sure.
You got arrested August the 19th. Why did you fail to appear?
I had a baby that day. Literally woke up at 6:30 in the morning to my wife saying my water broke, we have to go to the hospital.
So then why didn't you come in the next day and explain?
Honestly, Your Honor, with the baby and everything, I was in the hospital for 2 or 3 days with my wife. We didn't leave the hospital. By the time I got back to the house, got settled back in, I completely forgot about it until the officer came to my house that evening, and as soon as he showed up, I knew what it was for.
Where's the baby right now?
My mother's watching him.
You certainly get confused easily. What kind of work do you do?
I actually just got fired from my job. I was a server at Carrabba's.
And you got fired from that?
Yeah. Like you said, some confusion. There was a miscommunication or some confusion on my part about how many people were in the party, and I put 8 when it should have been 7, and they let me go for that.
How far did you get in school?
Graduated high school, took some college classes and some schooling through a Ford dealership that I worked for. I did have a head injury, a really bad head injury about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. That caused fibromyalgia, serious nerve damage in the back of my head, and it sometimes causes me to have anxiety, tension, and confusion.
And you have you're under a doctor's?
I was going to a neurologist for about a year, and the chiropractor as well for acupuncture treatment on my skull.
All right, if you enter a no contest plea today, I would put you on 6 months probation, and the reason it's probation is because you get confused so easily. I want someone supervising you. Probation will cost you $55 a month. I want you to complete the Goodwill Employment class or provide proof of full-time employment and 100 hours of community service, or 5 days straight in jail.
I'll take the no contest, Your Honor.
Okay, here's his court sheet. You ready? All right, we'll get you your paperwork in just a moment, and he does need to be printed.